Expo Plaza Lake.
What?
Do you know what that means?
No.
Well, find out on this episode of Parkgoers Go, where we're talking about Forgotten Lands. Let's go. Hello, welcome to this episode of Parkgoers Go. I'm your host, Logan.
I'm your other host, Nate.
And I'm the other host, Dustin.
He's so funny, that guy.
So funny.
He's so funny. Actually, I think Dustin made that joke like one other time.
Maybe. I normally say, and I'm the third.
No, you normally don't.
And I'm the third wheel.
You normally just say, and I'm Dustin.
I am Dustin.
He's Dustin.
I be Dustin.
He's a Dustin.
Okay. What are we doing? What's the topic for today?
Forgotten Lands.
Yes!
A favorite. Coming back for the first time in season 3.
And this is the third one. So 3 for 3.
Lucky 3. And on this episode of Forgotten Lands, we are going to be looking at the World Expo at Universal Studios Orlando,
Pixar Plaza at Hollywood Studios,
and
Echo Lake at Hollywood Studios also as well.
you don't have to say and. I already said and.
And
let's get started. Who's going first?
you said it first.
Oh. Kicking us off will be me at World Expo, Universal Studios Orlando. This land has an interesting history.
your land.
This land is my land.
Oh god, it's gonna be a long.
You normally
recording.
start that, Logan.
Yeah, but it's more annoying when I'm reading.
It's more annoying when it happens to me.
When Universal opened in 1990, this land was designed to evoke a 1964 World's Fair in Queens, New York. But instead of sticking to one franchise or theme, it served as a flexible catch-all area where Universal could use a wide variety of attractions. Over the years, it housed everything from Back to the Future the ride to a full recreation of the Psycho Mansion. I did not know about the Psycho Mansion, and I barely knew about the Back to the Future ride. I only knew because Dustin keeps bringing it up and crying about it every time. This land has changed significantly, as you could imagine, since then. A huge portion of it was eventually absorbed into Springfield, the home of the Simpsons land, leaving World Expo much smaller than it was. But even then, the area still blends Universal's past and future through its architecture and atmosphere. The two towers rising above the land are replicas of the observation towers from the 1964 World's Fair. Those same towers are featured in the original Men in Black film, where they are reimagined as disguised alien spacecrafts. Today, the anchor of the World Expo is, in fact, Men in Black Alien Attack, one of Universal's most interactive attractions. The land also includes the Coca-Cola Refresh Shop, which is a small retro-futuristic building to refill your freestyle cups or cool off in the air conditioning. And of course, the Men in Black gear offers many things, from toy neuralizers and the cricket blasters to alien-themed souvenirs, Universal pins, and for some reason, they offer a lot of anime merch. Which I'm not complaining, but it's a little weird.
Cool.
Well, it's the World Expo.
Yeah, but that's the only thing. It's a Men in Black stuff, and then
Demon Slayer.
yeah. Anyway, historically, the World Expo also featured a small food court, and they had clear sight lines to the lagoon before Springfield. For guest services, the land includes a large restroom, which is super cool, next to the Coca-Cola shop, and free lockers at Men in Black, with large lockers available for a small fee. But they also, it's like after 2 hours, you get charged for Men in Black, or is it after an hour?
It's after like a half hour. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. It is, because then you get like a $3 charge, and if you just gotta hope that the line doesn't take a while. We were in the line once, took a really long time, we got charged, everyone was getting charged, everyone was mad, and they had to walk around and like undo all of them, so we didn't have to pay. The World Expo is now just a sliver of what it used to be. It is still a nice, nostalgic, sci-fi spot. for those who really love Men in Black. I always thought it was a little weird, and I still kind of think it's a little weird, because really to me it's just the Men in Black. It's just the Men in Black area.
I think it's interesting it got its own section. Like when it's technically New York, right? But it's not.
What, the Men in Black?
Did you listen to what I said?
No,
You didn't
I
listen to
did.
anything.
I did. Like it takes place in New York and stuff like that, but like it's like
No,
on the
it's meant
opposite
to
side.
evoke the World's Fair in Queens, New York, but they were making it wide. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a very flexible area.
My point is that like I think it feels random because it's not incorporated in another land, like how the Mummy is in New York, and the Mummy's like
Yeah.
they have like the museum, and that's like very like New York, I guess.
I did not know that this land existed before Men in Black, because I always thought like the World's Fair towers, which were very prevalent in the first Men in Black movie, I thought was I don't know, I thought the like World Expo, World's Fair, putting it together, and so I thought that area was made specifically for that, but it was an opening day land, which is crazy to think about.
Wait, when did the ride come in?
It opened with the ride. Or the ride opened with it.
Right, but it was so it changed to World Expo, but before that it was Expo Center, which included all the kid area and then the animal show and E.T. and Back to the Future. But as you pointed out, over time, that area just became the kids section, and then the expo became Back to the Future and Men in Black. And then after Springfield came, then it was basically just Men in Black. Now, one thing I do think is interesting is that when the park opened, you go to the kids section all the way. If you walked past all the Barney stuff and all the Fievel stuff and all the way to the end, there was actually a Hard Rock Cafe there.
Why would you walk past all of that stuff?
Well, if you want to get to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Cafe.
Well, no, not only was there a Hard Rock Cafe, but if you looked at it from the sky, it was in the shape of a guitar. Which is pretty crazy. Why they would put it there, I'm not sure, but it looks like the guitar's neck.
Why
went
they put it
across
there,
the
we'll
street.
never know.
We'll never know. Oh, okay. So, what do we think the future of the land is? How would you?
Get rid of it.
Okay. Well, how do you think? Pie in the sky. How do you think? What do you think can be done in order to help revive this mini land?
They have to take out Springfield completely and then expand World Expo, or I think it can be like reframed, because I don't understand World Expo. Like even after reading about it and learning about it, it's like, it still doesn't really make sense to me. So
Right.
like let's just redo it. I don't know how they would make it work with what they have over there. I don't even think they really need to, because I think that's kind of that's just a thing with Universal. There doesn't have to, there can be two. I mean, we got Men in Black and The Simpsons right next to each other. Nothing blurring the lines between them. I'm fine. We can do that. Do away with World Expo. That can be Men in Black area, and then get away with Simpsons. Well, they just need to get rid of Simpsons in general. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I think they should do? I think
No.
keep it. Okay, never mind.
Dustin, what do you think they should do?
I'm glad you asked. So I think because Universal Studios, especially when it first opened down in Florida, had some of the best technology when it came to rides. Like you think Earthquake, King Kong, all that kind of stuff.
Men in Black.
So Men in Black, sure.
E.T.
But right next, E.T., yeah, sure. Just keep them coming. Jimmy Fallon's ride, sure. But when it comes to the area, you look at Men in Black, and then right next to that is the Wild Wild West stunt show and Fear Factor thing, which they're not really using. I say tear that down, put a mini museum over there, and then treat it like a quote-unquote World's Expo, where you have different exhibits and whatnot, and then just make it a tribute to old Universal Studios. Have some miniatures of different rides, talk about different ride mechanics. I think that'll be fun. And also current stuff. Every time there's something new that's coming to the parks, put a little preview in that center. I think that'll be fun. And I think people would enjoy it too. It's not a lot of maintenance, and then you could kind of keep the whole World Expo thing. Oh, and Universal's constantly doing tributes to their old stuff. Like they have the tribute store, and then every so often they'll pick something and be like, "Oh, it's Jurassic Park time."
Oh, we went to the holiday tribute store.
Didn't you guys go to the Jurassic Park one too? Whenever they did that,
Yeah, that one was really cool.
yeah, exactly. Just do that there. Like have like a year-round thing over there. I think that'd be nice. Tribute to movies and also Universal and as a whole.
So much space though. Like that, I feel like that's. I don't know. That feels like a city walk kind of thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Make it huge. Like you got, they used to have that. It's so sad that it's gone. They used to have that store where basically in Universal Studios you could buy props from the rides that were no longer there.
Yeah, we walk into those. Wait. Oh.
No, props from the rides, not.
Yeah, props from the rides. And I remember they used to, every time I would walk into that store, they'd always have the cow that was hung from the ceiling during the Twister ride. Mm-hmm. That's history. That's like ride history. You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying
If
to sell
only
that?
you had more money
I know.
when you were younger.
Well, and quite often I would walk in there and I'd see like the cheap stuff, and I'm just like, maybe I'll just buy some, have a little history.
And look at you now.
Look at me now.
Historyless.
They could have Pinocchio from the pre-show of Shrek, just there, hanging there, a little museum. But that's wishful thinking, but also how I think that they could revitalize World Showcase. Why do I keep on saying World Showcase? World Expo. What do we think is going to be the future of World Expo? Do you think it's going to expand? Do you think it's going to go away, renamed? What do we think?
I think, well, I would love, I'm hoping that Universal is leaning into more cohesive areas and stuff. So my vision is, because I know that the Simpsons license is going up, which I don't know if they renewed or not. Maybe not. I have no idea. I would like to see what Logan said, expanding World Expo into Springfield and trying to make it a little more cohesive. Kind of like, do they expand England or do they just make England? I think they just made England, right? That wasn't the original. Like when Harry Potter came. Oh yeah, because it was.
Oh no, that was Amity.
Right,
that was where Jaws was. Yeah.
Never mind. Well, anyway, in general, I would love to see something like that, like a nice expansion, maybe a new IP, melding of the two.
What would you? Okay, so we're going to retheme the Back to the Future ride, right? Are you talking about tearing it down or retheming it again, from Simpsons to something else?
Oh no, retheme. Well, no, they can tear it down.
Tear it down. Okay, so start from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to see a new ride, but I would love to see Men in Black stay untouched. I love that ride. I think it's timeless.
Sure. But what would you put there in the Simpsons area to work with the theme of World Expo?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they just need to rebrand the whole.
Maybe it doesn't even need to be World Expo. It could just be Monster Hunters.
Sure.
Ghostbusters.
That one's good. You know what I also think? That now that you just mentioned that and getting rid of Simpsons, get rid of the animal actor stage.
Whoa.
And then
whoa.
use...
You're taking jobs from animals?
Oh, hold on. You can move it somewhere else. Here, do that. And then put a Ghostbusters ride and then another old IP ride. And then that will basically just be Classic Street. Because then it would connect E.T. with Men in Black, and like I said, Ghostbusters if you want a Ghostbusters thing, bring back to the Future if you want to, so that you have that little row of just older IP. Because right now E.T.'s kind of, in an odd spot, and so is Men in Black, so just tie them together with something fun. Or just one big ride. I think that would be neat. Also, apparently that little area or that road in front of Springfield was called Exposition Boulevard. I like it. All right, Logan, what do you think?
The future of it?
Yeah.
I don't think there is one.
Okay.
Not for World Expo. I think it's right, but I do think that it just needs to be redesigned and I think that they will. eventually. But also, it's hard because I don't really see them doing anything.
I mean, if there's another another alien thing, maybe. But World Expo is a hard one because there's a lot of flexibility to it, but at the same time, you're pushing IP into a very weird, like a weird position. Because Men in Black doesn't 100% fit into World Expo, but since it was Expo Center, they're like, oh, we'll tie it into it, World Expo, and so it just kind of got saddled with a really badly or poorly themed area. So no, I think if they get rid of Simpsons, then that's just going to be renamed whatever, and that World Showcase will either just remain as Men in Black, or they're just going to rename it anyways because it doesn't matter. Why do I keep on saying World Showcase? World Expo. They're just going to rename World Expo because it doesn't matter anyways. Yeah, or they can make it even smaller. Instead of making an expo, something smaller, like, I don't know, like a little like cul-de-sac, or maybe like a plaza, or, oh.
That's your cue.
There's a plaza on this list, isn't there?
Goodness.
Plaza. I know a thing or two about plazas.
Oh, tell us more.
I will. Did you know there's a Pixar Plaza?
What?
There's a plaza for Pixar?
There is. Let me tell you about it. Everyone gather around. So,
Are we listening to crickets and stuff?
no crickets this time.
Kill the crickets.
If you don't know what Pixar Plaza is, maybe you know what Pixar Place is. Pixar Place, the previous name for Pixar Plaza, opened in 2008 in Disney's Hollywood Studios here in Orlando, Florida. It is a tiny little corridor nestled behind Mickey's Runaway Railroad and what is now Toy Story Land. Before Toy Story Land existed, though, it was kind of just there. Pixar Place was technically, the little corridor was named Mickey Avenue at the time, and it contained original sound stages used when the park hosted actual production. Because when MGM opened and stuff like that, they actually had like walking animators and stuff like that and stuff going on.
Oh, the good old days.
Which is cool. So that was the original intention of Pixar Place. In addition, it was designed to mimic the Pixar's headquarters, Pixar Animation Studios in Emerald, California. So it had like the Pixar sign when you enter the land, and it's all very cute. Oh. Not only that, but Pixar Place also housed, well, its one and only attraction at the time, which was Toy Story Mania, before Toy Story Land came along and snatched it right up. It also housed the Howdy Hey takeaway food location, which was also snatched up by Toy Story Land, which is now known as Woody's Lunchbox. And it held a very, very cute animatronic called Luxo Jr. If you don't know what Luxo Jr. is the little lamp that you see in the Pixar's everything, really. It's the one that stomps on the ball and stuff like that, and it's kind of creepy when the light turns off. They had a 6-foot audio animatronic that would sit perched up and basically just do like performances throughout the day. They would have like different like jingles that would go on, and it would like dance to it, move around to it. It was really cute. It only lasted a year though, because apparently it had a lot of technical difficulties, but also there was some legality issues with the Luxo Corporation, which I didn't even know Luxo Corporation was a thing. But apparently Luxo lamp is branded. Who knew? So that's really sad.
That is sad.
I did see it once, and I remember being like, that's so cool. So, fun stuff.
That is really cool. Since then, Pixar Place has been changed up a little bit throughout the years. Like I've foreshadowed, in 2018, Toy Story Land opened right next door, took a lot of the spaces. A lot of those, well, actually all of those functional like office spaces and production rooms were basically just emptied out, and the space is mostly used for character meet and greets like it is today. The area also at the time got a very not heavy, but prominent Incredibles re-theme, with different statues of like Jack placed around, and that's what the main focus of the meet and greets were. After a lengthy COVID closure between 2020 and 2023, when this place was reopened, they kind of leaned more into that Incredibles themed with this Edna Mode experience that you guys might be familiar with, where you can go in, see Edna's different sketches and stuff, and actually meet her.
Edna Mode.
She's the one. That's the one.
And guest.
And guest.
And we're the guests.
It'll fight. Win!
And that
No
is
capes.
when
No capes.
right. And that is when in 2004 it was officially rebranded as Pixar Plaza as we know it today.
Pull yourself together.
So right now, again, it's a very small land.
Wait. And machine washable dining, that's a new feature. Okay, go.
Very small land, no food locations, no rides. I think it's when I was reading, it's the only land in, I don't know, Disney in general, maybe it's just Hollywood, that doesn't have like a ride or anything. It's really just for meet and greets. So you can meet Edna, you can meet Mrs. Incredible, Frozone's there, as well as other Pixar characters like Sully and Joy, which probably when Monsters Inc. opens, you probably won't be able to meet Sully there anymore. Hopefully they replace him with other Pixar characters.
Do you know where he is? So many
is
keep
in the
popping into my
shadows.
head, and I'm like, oh god, I love her.
They really okay. I know we're not there yet. Well, actually, that's kind of all I had to say. But going into what they can make this land, honestly, full send with the Incredibles, in my opinion. How about
Isn't
instead
there
of
a new one? Isn't there another one coming out?
What Incredibles?
Another Incredibles?
There better be. No, I'm sure there is.
I think they
Or did it already happen?
haven't confirmed it, but I think
It was
that
on the
it's been in talks.
roadmap, right? When they dropped that.
Oh, was it?
I thought it was.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, it is. It is
Ha-ha.
definitely is coming.
When does it say estimated?
No estimate just yet, but they did mention it at like
Oh,
D23. In 2024, they said it's in the works.
You know, that's one.
Okay.
That's one that can just keep rolling on for me. I'm fine with them bringing it back. Love The Incredibles.
You see, I wouldn't mind it as if they wanted to put enough energy in it for it to be a TV show.
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know how much further they can push this whole family dynamic thing, but I don't know. I'll add 2 cents to it. I remember when this opened. I remember when this opened. I feel like the whole idea of it opening being Pixar Place was they're like, oh, we have Toy Story Mania, which we want to put in here. This is the only place it'll fit. This is a walkway to get to the backlot tour. Let's just make it fun. So then they threw in Pixar Place. They did spruce it up really, like it looked really nice and very cute, especially with Luxo bouncing around. But it did plant a seed where it was just like, oh, this is going to expand. It's Pixar Place. Pixar has so many properties. This will keep growing and growing. And it's crazy how it went from that walkway with a ride to then, instead of expanding Pixar Place, they're like, oh, well, we're just going to make Toy Story Land right next to it. And then we're going to close that back wall. So instead of walking through, it's just a dead end. I don't know. It's dumb. I don't like it. It doesn't make any sense. Put a stage at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do something. Put a show.
Edna.
Well, they literally box themselves in. Like, it does not make any sense.
It's horrible. And I was watching, or I was listening to this person. It's this one woman who does urban infrastructure. So like building cities and all that. And she was talking about Muppet Land, Muppet Courtyard, and how what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a full walkthrough to another land, but that land got canceled, so it ended up just being a dead end. And how basically all of Hollywood Studios is just dead end after dead end, because you go down Sunset Boulevard, it's another dead end. So it's just, I don't know, it's the most blatantly obvious dead end in this whole nonsense. But Nathaniel, what do you think? What would you do to fix it up?
What would I do? Who am I? Who am I to say?
Who am I?
24601? I will tell you what I think they are doing is that, I don't know if this is a rumor. It might be a rumor. But we all know how they're redesigning Animation Courtyard to be like that Walt Disney's animation and stuff. Right. Allegedly, this land will now technically be a part of that, which kind of makes sense because they're right next to each other, even though it's still kind of tucked away. I would love to see this kind of go back to like that classic Pixar's like animation studios inspired area and really just like dive into the animation studios. Like what makes Disney and Pixar great is the the content that they create. Like, that's the whole point. So if they can figure out a way to kind of go back to that, kind of, meld the two lands to be like, Disney Studios, Pixar Studios, I would love to see that. Rather than just a meet and greet, maybe more experience like what they're doing at the animation courtyard. I think that would be cool.
I agree. And what you just said triggered something in my brain that got me very excited. So years back, my wife and I went to this exhibit. It was called The Science Behind Pixar. And it was the coolest thing that I think I've ever done. They have this like ball where it's hooked up to an arm, and it teaches you how the ball moves in space. So like when you're animating something on a computer, how you have to do the y-axis and the x-axis. But they also had like giant like statues of each character and then molds of them. They had this screen where you can control the volume of hair an animated Pixar character had, and it was Brave in particular because she has a lot of hair. And you can play with like the gravity of the hair and the elasticity.
Elasticity.
Yeah, there you go. Of the hair. And it was crazy because like she has curly hair. You could make it straight and it just looked crazy. It was a lot of fun, and it was just all like a teaching thing, like modeling, rigging, all this stuff. And since we are doing this newfound love and appreciation for animation, how great would it be if that whole little area was just, like you said, expanded animation courtyard, but they turned Pixar Place into the Pixar campus that they have in California? I would love for that to be just somewhere in a park. And I mean, it's going to be right next to One Man Streamer, the Walt Disney Presents Museum. So just make that all just a tribute to animation. So I think that would be really cool and really neat. And I know people like me would think that was fun. And I think kids
would it be
too.
really cool or really neat?
I think it'd be both.
You know what? It'd be both.
Why not both? There you
It
go.
would be cool. I mean, it's about time that they start
doing something with Pixar besides renaming a pier. Good Lord. Okay. They had magic
I did not
in
know
their hands,
I was
in their
gonna be
pockets.
triggering this. Aggression.
I mean, with the Toy Story Land was whatever. Monsters Inc. Land actually sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome. But how long ago did Monsters Inc. come out? Like over a decade ago, and now we're finally
Just
getting
a couple
something?
Years, I think.
No, it's been over a decade.
A couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, so do we think this is going to stay? Do you think it's going to be renamed, disappear? What do we think?
That's kind of a toughie.
That's a toughie. It just depends what they do. I do think I see a potential future with it if it just leans into the animation thing, like you said.
Because you also get a space issue.
Well, I mean, I think that is what the issue is now. It's just so small they don't know what to do with it.
I mean, like, can they expand? Like, is there capacity to expand?
Oh no, because
they're button right up to Star Wars Land.
Right behind, it's between Star Wars Land, Mickey's, and Toy Story Land. So unless they just wipe it out to do a Toy Story expansion,
I kind of feel like, if anything, that's what they would do.
Toy Story is so big.
Well, not necessarily Toy Story, but I think that they would end, like, if anything, they would just wipe it out or like retheme it to something else.
Maybe turn it back into Office Space. That would be sad.
No, they have enough office space.
Yeah, Dustin knows.
I do know. I know very well.
He's actually the office manager.
I know exactly how much.
Like, I manage a couple other properties.
No, and the way that it's set up in that corner, it's like I said, it's just like 4 or 3 walls. And they're all made out of, brick. So like when you yell in there, all you hear is an echo. Wait, Echo Lake. Go. Pixar Plaza.
Expo.
What? Showcase.
Yeah, no, right around the corner we have Echo Lake, which is going to be our 3rd one. So let's hop right in.
I don't want to get wet.
As direct competition to Universal opening their own film studio / theme park hybrid in Florida, Disney MGM Studios opened in 1989 with more emphasis on being a working studio than a traditional theme park. The original park was split into 2 main sections, the Backstage Studio Tour and the theme park. That theme park side was broken up into 4 lands: Hollywood Boulevard, Studio Courtyard, and the 2 we're going to focus on right now, which is the Backlot Annex and the Lakeside Circle. Within the park's first year, these 2 areas were home to food spots like Hollywood and Vine, 50s Primetime Diner, Min and Bill's Dockside Diner, Backlot Express, and Dinosaur Gertie's Ice Cream of Extinction. They also featured several theater shows at places like the Epic Theater, Soundstage 10, and Soundstage 11. All of this surrounded a body of water called Echo Lake, which was inspired by the real Echo Lake in California. Then, about a year later, the land got its very first ride. Can you guess what it is?
A fan favorite.
The lake ride.
Star Tours.
Hey-o.
Oh, never mind. But yay!
I mean, it is a fan favorite.
It is a fan favorite. Yeah. It's a people eater too.
What?
People don't come back from it, is what I'm saying.
Oh.
We lost a lot of good people in that ride.
We did. A lot of rebel spies gone. Now, it's important to remember that this park was meant to be a functioning film studio. Because of that, most of the buildings were designed to look like movie sets, and many of them were simply called sound stages, as you would find on a Hollywood set. Even though the park has long since moved away from the filmmaking concept, you can still spot several buildings that keep the soundstage name on its side. So if you ever see that, that's the reason why. But let's hop into the different sound stages real quick, okay? Soundstage number 10, which is now known as the Hyperion, originally went by the names Superstar Theater and ABC TV Theater. Over the years, it hosted multiple different shows like Doug Live, the American Idol Experience, and today it's where you will find for the first time and forever, Frozen Sing-Along. Soundstage 11, which is now the Mickey Short Theater, or which is now called the Mickey Short Theater, was used for shows such as the Monster Sound Show, One Saturday Morning Sound Show, Sounds Dangerous with Drew Carey,
Sound show.
A lot of sound stuff.
Yeah.
But then it kind of diverted and it became the Jedi Training Academy sign-up area. And
sound show.
Also the Star Wars Path of the Jedi, and today it is now the Mickey and Minnie's Fun, or Mickey and Minnie's Vacation Fun. Now, the third theater that was listed was the Epic Theater, and it's kind of unique because there's only ever been one show there. Can you guys guess what that show is?
No.
It's the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular,
the best
which
show.
is still running today.
And soundstage.
The second best show in the theme park.
Actually, that one's not a soundstage. That one was just called Epic. It's an amphitheater, if anything. But like I mentioned earlier, Disney was racing against Universal to open their studio park first. And because of that, on opening day, there were really only 2 attractions guests could experience: the Great Movie Ride and the Backlot Tour.
Hold on, moment of silence for Dustin.
In the arms of the angels.
I'm pretty sure I said silence.
I mourn the way I mourn. The Indiana Jones Stunt Show was not an opening day. It opened a couple of months later, but it wasn't opening day. But as the park expanded and added more attractions, the lands evolved too. And by 1993, the Backlot Annex and the Lakeside Circle were officially combined into what is now known as Echo Lake. This area is one of those weird forgotten lands where instead of becoming like the dumping ground of random attractions, looking at you, Sunset Boulevard,
Nathaniel.
it stayed pretty much the same since the 1990s, aside from the rotating shows through the theaters, which is crazy to think about because like how much the park has changed over time, and this land has barely been touched. But with that being said, in 2015, plans were put into motion for a massive overhaul that would have completely wiped out this land. Do you guys know what that overhaul was?
No.
Disney announced that they will be bringing a Star Wars land to the parks, specifically Hollywood Studios. In an interview with the former Disney VP or Disney World VP, Dan Cockrell Jr., he revealed that once Star Wars Land was announced for Hollywood Studios, he and the lead animators came up with a proposal to remove Echo Lake entirely and turn it into Tatooine. And they had all these really expansive ideas with like X-Wings and, you know, the Mos Eisley's Cantina.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but in the end, it did get scrapped because the focus they wanted to do was more on the newer properties. And he did name drop a lot. So it's worth listening to that interview from Dan Cockrell Jr. But Echo Lake was spared. Yay!
Can you imagine it being so close to the front? It would basically take over Hollywood Studios.
Well, and it would have been more of an open concept. So it wouldn't be like you have that nice little walkthrough and you enter into a new land. It would kind of be like, oh, we're just here now. You know?
Yeah, that would be weird.
It would be kind of weird.
I do want a Tatooine, though. Don't get me wrong.
Sure. But it's on this list because I don't think people realize when they walk into this land that it is a land. It just kind of seems like you're walking through things. And also, since it hasn't been touched by Disney in so long, you know, you could say that it's forgotten by Disney. Now, with all that being said, I love Echo Lake and I love the restaurants and I love the stunt show.
Dinosaur.
I love Gertie the dinosaur, which is a reference to the very first animated cartoon ever made. But even though I love Echo Lake and the Indiana Jones stunt show,
And Gertie.
I kind of would have been okay if they would have scrapped that and kept the back lot. Same thing with the Muppet Courtyard if they would have just, you know, put Monsters Inc. there instead. But that goes back to what we were just talking about with Pixar Plaza, because back when it was a walkway, it took you right to the backlot tour. So I don't want to say a lot of people, but from what I was reading, people were speculating back when they announced that Star Wars Land was going to happen, that, Echo Lake is going to go and they're going to get rid of the backlot eventually, which is a ton of land. So that's where all the Pixar stuff's going to go, because you already have the entrance, which is Pixar Place. So it's interesting how all that ties together when you think about it. So, guys, how do we think we can Jews? Is it Jews?
Jews.
Not Jews.
Zhuzh.
Zhuzh it up.
Zhuzh.
Add some pizzazz. Zhuzh. How do you say it?
Zhuzh.
Zhuzh it up.
It sounds like you're mumbling Hercules' dad's name.
Zhuzh. I'm gonna zhuzh
How
it
do we
up
add
a
some
little
pizzazz?
bit.
How do we make this pop without just like getting rid of all of it?
I think it's fine. I am so conditioned to it that it's hard for me to expect or think of it being anything else.
I know, it's always been there. So you're just like, what else?
I don't even think of it as a land. I just think of it as it is the lake. Like, it is just one of the central like pieces. It's just there. It's just it's iconic, and it's supposed to be there, and it will be there forever.
I think they'll just redesign it, if anything. You know, like maybe just keep it the layout the same, still Echo Lake and blah blah blah, but maybe just new paving. I don't know. Just maybe different trees.
Fix the sidewalks. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, what is there to do? I guess I just don't see really much happening.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, to be honest, this isn't a forgotten land. It's just like, because it's like, oh no, it's decrepit and it's falling apart. It was weird when it opened, and it just continues to be weird.
Yeah.
It's a hodgepodge of different things that has won over my heart. And it's just like, all right, cool. Now, with that being said, what do we think the future of this land is going to be?
I think it's just going to be consistent. I don't think it's going to change.
Oh, well, I think if it was on the chopping block so quickly for Star Wars Land, I think it's still on the chopping block. And to be honest, why not? I mean, I feel the same way about Echo Lake as I do with Fantasmic. It's a ton of space where they could put better stuff. And like I said, Muppet Courtyard had more going for it than Echo Lake does. So I'm like, got it. It's fine.
You can't get better than Fantasmic. I can't.
Yeah, but
the
it's so much
slander.
room. you take
And
like a
it's
half an
so
hour just walking
grand.
down to it, the walkway, and then
And-
it's just this room.
Yeah, they can
whole
add
space.
stuff to the sides of it for sure. That's fair.
But anyways, we're not talking about that side.
Yeah.
We talked about that before.
Well, you
in
know
the
what?
first Forgotten Land.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They can, because I'm like looking at Echo Lake now, right? And it's like, it's not that much space unless they also get rid of,
Indy?
well, I didn't want to say
Yeah,
it.
Indy's huge.
Yeah, if they get rid of
Oh,
Indy,
I
even
mean,
if they just get rid of the Frozen sing-along and just try to like,
You bite your tongue.
I know, because that means they would also have to get rid of, well, actually, that's just a meet and greet location. They can get rid of that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so open. Like, I don't know. Disney seems to be like kind of going into these like closed lands versus like open land transitions, if you know what I mean. I don't know.
I do like
I mean,
a
I could-
closed land, though.
I do like a closed land. I do see that they might do like a full overhaul there. I don't know. ABC Dino might have to go too, even though I love that dino. It's so good.
Yeah.
But they've been known. They've been known to do it. Looking at you, Mark Twain,
Dustin.
whatever.
I think it would be, I think if anything, they might just do the Star Wars idea anyways, because why not? I mean, it doesn't mess up anything. And it
They already
backs,
got the plans.
yeah, and it'll back all the way up to Star Tours. So now Star Tours will be tied to something.
They don't have to recreate the wheel.
Exactly. And if that's the case, and then once Disney gets the rights to Marvel, then they could put Marvel on the one side, Star Wars on the other, and then Pixar in the back. And then you're like, done.
When are they going to make it happen?
I don't know.
Please, Universal, please.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, but we're going to wrap it up. And that's it for this episode of Parkgoers
Do it more naturally.
Go.
Stop doing it so abrupt. I will say our ideas for improving these, I think we're probably one of the best. I think we're getting better at it, you guys. We should contact the
This is all to welcome.
We'll
on
leave
SMA.
that to you to figure out a contact.
Listeners?
No, you.
Oh, me.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were transitioning to the end.
No, but that is a good transition. And let us know what your ideas are to make these Forgotten Lands a little bit more memorable. To make them pop. Come back to life. Bring them back. And that's it for this episode of Parkgoers Go. Thank you for joining us for the first Forgotten Lands of Season 3.
Yeah.
There will be more.
As long as we keep on forgetting about them.
Yeah.
The more neglect, the more episodes we have.
When we remember, we'll make sure you don't forget.
There you go.
And that's this episode of Parkgoers Go. We'll see you at the parks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Parkgoers Go. Catch our new episodes every week and catch up on our older episodes on Spotify. For any updates or new information on the theme parks or podcast, follow us on Instagram at Parkgoers Go or visit our website at www.parkgoersgo.com. This episode was produced by Dustin, Logan, and Nathaniel and edited by Dustin. Our theme song was created by John Riedel. You can follow myself and Nathaniel's theme park adventures on Instagram at The Parkgoers. And you can follow Dustin at Mr. Parkgoer. If you want to reach out to us, visit our website or Instagram and send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. And until then, we'll see you at the park.